One of the things that I'm really thankful for in 2020 is my mother. And this spring, I did something that I've wanted to do my entire life, to collaborate with her. She's always been creating things, and she's told me the story, and you could listen to the story on the podcast, Back Down Memory Lane. I'll share the link here. When I was very young, you would rummage around in old boxes, closets, and things of that nature. And I remember finding a book. It was a book that looked like it was printed at a local copy shop or print shop. And it was from the community college, Highland Park Community College. And it was a book of poetry. And as I scoured through the pages, I saw that my mom, some of her work was in this booklet. I wanted to work with my mom. So I said, hey, Mom, I'm involved in the WordPress community. And each year at these word camps, or each time there's a word camp, they offer speaker gifts because they can't pay speakers to come in and talk. This is truly a community event where you give back to the community by sharing your time, which is very valuable. So they always think of a way, or try to think of a way, to thank the speakers. So this year was our second Word Camp Santa Clarita. And I was thinking, what can I do that's unique, that's personal, that I can give to the speakers to say thank you? So I came up with an idea. I said, Mom, let's collaborate. Why don't you knit something for our WordCamp speakers? Maybe a scarf. Our theme was racing. If you know the history of our event, we always try to tie it to something in Santa Clarita. And there's a racetrack over at Saugus that has an incredible history. And our racing theme was celebrating that. And I said, hey, maybe you can do a scarf that looks like, that has like the racing pattern and the WordPress logo. And she said, oh, this sounds awesome. And so I broached it way back, and so time went by, and as we decided that we're going to move forward with it, we committed to it. And I said, hey, what do you need to create something for me? She said, just sketch out something, a rough idea of how you want it to look. We talked about colors. I mentioned that our colors were going to be red, and so I provided this. Oops. Yeah. It's a scarf with the WordPress logo and our initials, our hashtag for WordCamp Santa Clarita Valley, and the racing checkers. And what you notice here is a stripe. And as a cancer survivor, I came up with the idea of including a stripe for a specific color. I knew that there were two speakers that were cancer survivors, and I wanted to do a pink stripe. There was one that was a mental health survivor, and I wanted to do a green stripe. So we came up with a plan to do that. And then we had another stripe, I believe it was white, for all of the organizers. I wanted to give a special gift to our organizers. And again, this would tie me to my mom. This would fulfill that desire to collaborate with her. All artists want to collaborate. Think of some of the great jazz collaborations of all time. They may have happened, during a jam session. You always see a musician come on stage or be invited on stage. And that's a tradition that always resonates with me. So I always want to collaborate with other artists. So we began, and we came up with a quantity. I bought the materials for her, and she began to knit or crochet. I always get it wrong. But anyway, so a few weeks later, she showed me this. Incredible. The amount of detail and love that was put into this. And I did this logo for her a while back for her knitting business. And I printed out these tags. So we really made it official and very personal. And I gave one to each of the speakers. We even did a FaceTime or a Zoom with one of the speakers as a way to say thank you. And we sent it to both of the speakers, which was appreciated as well. Because again, it ties me to her in her battle. I mean, I know if you know me, I like to cry. I mean, I don't like to cry, but I cry at the drop of a hat. So it's very emotional to me that she was able to share her love, which she has done with our family for so long. So again, I'm very thankful that we were able to collaborate in 2020. Again, it's been such a dark year, but this has been one of the highlights for me. And as Thanksgiving rolls around today, I wish I could be home, but I can't. We're both in high risk categories. I'm a heart disease patient, and she's a cancer survivor. So the risk is too high for me to go home and be with her. But this keeps us close, and constant FaceTime calls every day, as a matter of fact, keeps us even closer. So with that, happy Thanksgiving. Read the story below about the case study for this project, and tell a friend, give someone you love a hug on this Thanksgiving, because we all need a hug right now. Being isolated is really harming us psychologically, and we need the comfort of others during this time. Happy holidays. I'll see you soon.